know that he was gay. Sadly, once that happened, even though James was not breaking any laws, the officer demanded him out of the water, eventually went in. And keep in mind, I don't know if anybody knows Honeymoon Island, Florida. It's a peninsula. So you'll even hear the off-duty fire marshal talking about it. Like, there was nowhere for James to go. There's absolutely nowhere for James to go. He basically wouldn't have been able to escape, had they thought he was doing something wrong. They could have just waited for backup. This was a 21-year-old Department of Environmental Protection officer that James's aunt and the off-duty fire marshal and another witness all said they felt that he was acting like he was on a roid rage. So the way he behaved definitely seems like it, because again, there was absolutely no reason for them to do anything. I mean, James was not breaking any laws. They should have once the aunt said, "Hey, he's doing a spiritual cleansing," the officer really should have just walked away instead of trying to demand him to get out of the water to speak with him. Why? I have no idea he even wanted to do that. He really had no right, but this is Florida. I mean, this is how Florida is. Again, if you guys don't mind sharing out the live, I kind of want to get this out because a lot of people don't know, but before I got on TikTok, I did go to the Internal Affairs office at Pinellas County and tried to have the case reopened. I spent a few months working with the Internal Affairs to try and get the case reopened and try and get something done, try and get some kind of action against not just Officer Tactic, who caused the homicide, and James's autopsy does say homicide. James Barnes, we're talking about James Barnes. He's a victim of police brutality from 2012 that still hasn't gotten justice. He was offed by this officer for being gay. There was no crime committed. They brutally beat him and drowned him, unfortunately, on his own blood and salt water. The officer was put on a paid leave of absence when the incident first happened, the one that committed the atrocities, not the other one. We'll talk about Ken Kubler as well. Ken Kubler was the one that was coming up on the Pinellas County Marine Patrol, who was supposed to be called for backup and helping. But Ken actually offed a young black man that was unarmed, fleeing a suspected drug scene a few years prior, and a similar situation. They basically forgave him.